Assalamu alaikum viewer, I am Dua Baloch. This is a Surah Al-Kahf English translation. I hope you will like it and enjoy. 56. And we send no apostles but as bearers of good tidings to the obedient on the one hand, and as warners to the disobedient on the other. And those who disbelieve contend by means of falsehood that they may refute the truth thereby. And they scoff at my commandments and the punishment of which they had been warned. 57. And who is more unjust than he who is reminded of the messages of his Lord, but he turns away from them and forgets what he has forwarded with his own hands to be stored. In fact, we have placed veils upon their hearts which prevent them from understanding it, the Quran, and in their ears is created heaviness, so that they have turned deaf. You call them to the right path as you may, they will never follow the right course and accept guidance. 58. Your Lord is all-protecting, full of mercy. If he were to take them to task for all that they have done, he would certainly have hastened for them the punishment. Yet there is a time appointed for them. They will never find an escape from it. 59. And these are townships of the people committed to punishment. We destroyed them when they committed iniquities and wrong. And we appointed a fixed time for their destruction. 60. And recall the time when Moses said to his sincere, young comrade, I will not stop till I reach the confluence of the two rivers, the Niles at Khartoum, even if I must have to go on journeying for years. 61. But when they reached the confluence, where the two rivers met, they forgot all about their fish, which they had brought with them, so that it took its way straight into the river, burrowing into it. 62. And when they had gone further, he said to his sincere, young comrade, bring us our breakfast. Indeed, the journey of today has been very tiring for us. 63. He, the young comrade, replied, did you see what happened? When we betook ourselves to the rock for shelter, I forgot all about the fish, and none but Satan made me forget to mention this to you, and behold, it made its way into the river. What a wonder that I should thus forget. 64. Moses said, that is the place which we have been seeking. So both of them returned, retracing their steps. 65. So that they found a noble and great servant of ours to whom we had granted mercy from us and whom we had taught great knowledge from ourself. 66. Moses said to him, may I follow you so that you may teach me some of the ways of rectitude which you have been taught. 67. He, the great man, said, yes, but while keeping company with me you will never be able to bear and keep company with me in patience. 68. And how can you have patience about things the knowledge of which you do not comprehend? 69. Moses said, you will find me patient, God willing, and I shall not disobey you in any matter. 70. He, the great man, said, well, if you would follow me, mind that, you shall ask me no question about anything unless I myself broach the subject to you. 71. So both of them set out until when they embarked in a boat, he scuttled it. Thereupon Moses said, have you scuttled it that you may drown its occupants? It is indeed a strangely grievous thing you have done. 72. He replied, did I not say that you would not be able to bear with me and keep company with me patiently? 73. Moses said, do not take me to task for what I forgot. Do not be too hard on me for this lapse of mine. 74. Then they both set out again till when they met a boy, he, the great man, slew him. At this Moses said, why have you slain an innocent person without his having slain anyone? Most certainly, it is a strangely wondrous act you have committed. 75. He, the great divine being, said, did I not tell you that you would not certainly be able to bear with me patiently? 76. Moses said, if I question you about anything after this, keep me in your company no more, for, in that case, you shall have reached the extent of being excused by me. I shall have no excuse to offer. 77. So both of them again set out till when they came upon the inhabitants of a town they asked them for food, but they refused to entertain them as guests. Then they found therein, the town, a wall which was on the point of falling down, and he, the divine being, repaired it. Moses said, if you had wanted, you could have charged for it. 78. The divine being thereupon said, "This is the parting of the ways between me and you. Now I shall tell you the significance of that with which you could not have patience." 79. As for the boat, it belonged to certain poor people who worked on the river, and in their rear there was a brutal king who seized every good boat by force, so I chose to damage it, the boat. 80. And as for the boy, his parents were believers, and we feared that he should involve them in trouble through transgression and disbelief. 81. So we desired that their Lord should give them in his place a child, superior to him in virtue and purity and more regardful to attend to the right of relationships. 82. As for the wall, it belonged to 2 orphan boys of the town, and under this wall there was a treasure belonging to them, and their father had been a righteous man. So your Lord desired that they should attain their age of full strength and then take out their treasure, a mercy from your Lord. And I did not do it of my own accord. Whatever I did was the will of the Lord. This is the significance of that which you were not able to bear with patience. 83. And they ask you about Tul-Karnan, Cyrus of Persia. Say, I will just recite to you, in the word of Lord, some of his account. 84. Verily, we granted him authority on the earth. His empire extended from Persia to the Black Sea on one side, and from Asia Minor to Afghanistan and Baluchistan on the other, and provided him with all sorts of means. 85. Then, it so happened that he launched out on a particular course to the western part of his empire. 86. So that when he reached the land of the setting of the sun, the westernmost part of his empire, he found it, the sun, disappearing, as if in a vast muddy pool of murky water, the Black Sea, and close to it he found a certain people. We said, Tul-Karnan, you may either punish them or treat them with kindness, they being at your disposal. 87. He said, well, as for him who transgresses and does wrong, we shall certainly punish him. Then will he be produced before his Lord, who will inflict upon him a dreadful punishment. 88. But as for him who submits and believes and acts righteously, there is for him a handsome reward with his Lord, and we shall speak to him easy words of our command, dealing indulgently with him. 89. Then he launched out on another course to the eastern part of his empire. 90. So that when he reached the land of the rising of the sun, easternmost point of his empire, he found it rising on a people for whom we had provided no shelter against it, the sun. 91. That is how it was. As for him, we alone had full knowledge of all that he had with him. 92. Then he launched out on yet another course to the northern part of his empire, to the territory between the Caspian Sea and the Caucasian Mountains. 93. So that when he reached a place, Derbent, between 2 barriers, on one side the Caspian Sea and on the other the Caucasian Mountains, he found in their vicinity a people who could hardly understand speech in his Persian language. 94. They said, Tul-Karnan, Gog and Magog, respectively the ancestors of the present Teutonic and Slavonic races, are playing havoc in this country. Shall we pay you tribute on condition that you set up a barrier between us and them? 95. He said, the power which my Lord has endowed me with about this is better than this your tribute. You only help me with your resources and human endeavor of physical strength. I will raise a rampart between you and them. 96. Then he said, bring me ingots of iron, so that when all was provided for and he had filled the space between the 2 barriers, he said, now blow with your bellows. They blew, till when he had made it, the ingots red hot as fire, he said, bring me molten copper that I may pour it thereon. 97. So there was built the rampart which they, Gog and Magog, could neither scale nor they had the strength to cause a breach through it. 98. He said, thereupon, this rampart signifies a great mercy of my Lord. But when the promise of my Lord about the spread of the tentacles of Gog and Magog all over the world shall come to pass, he will raze it to the ground, crumbling it to pieces, and the promise of my Lord is certainly true. 99. And we shall leave them, Gog and Magog, alone at that time surging as waves, in furious attacks, one over another. And the trumpet shall be blown. Then shall we gather them all together. 100. And we shall, in a way, present hell on that day, face to face to the disbelievers. 101. Those of them whose eyes were under a cover, not heeding my reminder, and they could not even afford to hear to the voice of truth. 102. Do those disbelievers think, even then, that they can take my servants as patrons to my exclusion? Let them know, surely we have prepared Gehenna for the disbelievers as an entertainment. 103. Say, shall we inform you of those whose deeds shall spell their utter loss? 104. They are those whose efforts are, all, lost in pursuit of things relating to the life of this world, yet they think they are doing works of good manufacturing. 105. It is these who disbelieve in and deny the messages of Allah and the meeting with Him. So their deeds have gone vain, and on the day of resurrection we shall assign them no weight. 106. That is their recompense, Gehenna, because they disbelieved and they looked down upon my signs and my messengers. 107. Those who believe and do deeds of righteousness will have gardens of paradise for an entertainment and an abode. 108. Wherein they shall abide forever, having no desire to be removed from there. 109. Say, if every ocean became ink for recording the words and creation of my Lord, surely the oceans would be spent up before the words and creation of my Lord came to an end, even if we brought to add, therewith, as many more oceans. 110. Say, I am but a human being like you. It has been revealed to me that your God is only one God. So let him who hopes to meet his Lord do deeds of righteousness, and let him associate no one in the worship of his Lord. Thank you for watching Animal Tip channel. Please subscribe this channel.